Hey, welcome back to the channel, y'all. Good afternoon, and welcome back to Pillion, South Carolina. It's about 56 degrees Fahrenheit, and y'all, let's get right into it, and let's see what the worm wizards are doing today. Ooh, look at them. Look at them mobbing that chicken feed. Oh yeah, they love that chicken feed, y'all. There's plenty of them on the lid. They're hanging out. Not too many hanging out on the edge of the bin like there was yesterday. It doesn't look like. Interesting. Whole bunch on the lid there. I was going to give them a feed in the mushroom compost today, but since they still got so much of the chicken feed left, I might put that off till tomorrow. The more I think about it, let me see what the other bins look like. Yeah, I might put off the weekly feeding till tomorrow. Because I don't want to mix any of this uneaten chicken feed into the top layer of bedding or the mushroom compost I'm going to put on top, because if it do, and then the temperature heats up, it might get too hot for the worms. So I'm going to wait until they eat over 90% of this chicken feed, and then I'll put the mushroom compost in. So it most likely might be tomorrow before I do that feeding. But when I do, I'll take a video of it and show y'all what I'm doing. For sure. The weather's pretty nice, y'all. If anybody's interested in any worms, I got plenty of red wigglers. Y'all just go down to the description of my video, and there'll be a link there. You can if you click on it, it'll take you to our eBay store. And I sell quantities of 25 all the way up to 1,000. We use priority shipping, although recently it doesn't seem like they prioritize my shipping. But we sell red wiggler worms. I've got worm castings and worm leachate for sale on our eBay store if anybody's interested. I know it's getting close to springtime. I'm going to be adding some fresh worm castings to my raised bed that I have in the backyard. Woo, there's a bunch of worms. Oh, them wormies. Look at them wormies. Spring's warming up. It's almost good fishing weather. If you happen to come over to the eBay store to make a purchase of some red wigglers, and you know you're going to use them for fishing, you might want to put it in a message that you intend on using them for fishing bait, and I'll specifically try to get the largest ones I possibly can so they'll fit on your hook. Because most of the time, I just sell my red wigglers for, starting your own worm bin, or for gardening purposes, or composting needs. And therefore, they ain't got to be big enough to fit on a hook all the time. Because sometimes, I'll put if the worm is long enough, if it's a good long worm, it might not be thick enough to necessarily go on a hook, but it's a long worm. I'll still count that as an adult because of how big and long it is. But then also, we've got these shorter worms that are fatter. And those will fit on hooks good. They're different. They're just different sizes, lengths, and girths. Anyhow, though. But if you know for sure you're going to use them for fishing, leave me a message when you make the order, and I'll specifically make sure to try to get as big of worms as I possibly can. I want to make sure everybody gets exactly what they want. And y'all, some of my packages taking forever to get where they're supposed to be, and I'll guarantee them. So if they show up dead, I'll refund the money and we can try again. Although we kind of just need to be kind of patient because I've had some show up, you know, they just show up late. And the worms are fine most of the time. I'd say more than 90% of the time the worms are fine. Sorry, I'm rambling too much again. I had 3 cups of coffee this morning. All that to say, I got the worms. And if you need some for fishing, just leave me a message so I know. So I try to get the fattest ones possible. And if you specifically want to start a bin and you want a mix or something, you can leave a message for that too. Normally, I dropped it. Normally, I just try to get the biggest ones I possibly can. Sometimes that means how thick they are, and sometimes I go by how long they are. Oh, I got you, buddy. Don't worry, buddy. I got you. See, that's a good one. Look at that one. That one's like the perfect size, really. Because to me, this one will fit on a hook, and look how long it is. Look there. That's a nice worm. I can hear the hens cackling out there. I think one of them might have laid an egg. Ooh. See, this one ate most of the chicken feed. But see, I'm not going to add no chicken feed to it. Because I want them to pretty much finish the chicken feed that's in there. And tomorrow, I'll feed them that mushroom compost. Again, like I say, I don't want to mix that chicken feed up with the bedding too much. Because it will get warm. And then if it gets too warm in the bin, then the worms might not have no choice but to jump out on the floor. And if they jump out on the floor, that concrete would be the end of them. They dry out fast on the concrete. We don't want that, so. Look at there. Still ain't no wormies on the lid. Ooh, that's a big one right there, ain't it? Look at that. My goodness, that's a big one. Let me see if I can pick that one up there. Come here. Come here. Sometimes the big ones are hard to grab. They want to wiggle away. Look at that one. Look at that. Woo! Where'd he go? There, he jumped right out of my hand, y'all. I think that's him right there. Is that him? Yeah, I think that might be him. He's a wiggler. That's why they call them red wigglers, y'all. All right. Ooh, that bedding's nice and cold. Look at there, y'all. Plenty of wormies. So if it's warming up in your area, getting time to go fishing, maybe you want to start your own worm farm. Shoot, I got some neighbors. They just like to get worms, and when it warms up, they just like to put the worms straight in their garden. Now, after they've got done preparing it and tilling it or hoeing it or whatever they're going to do, or when they go to mix in their fresh compost, they'll mix in the worms then. And I personally think putting red wiggler worms or composting worms is great in raised beds too. I've got a raised bed in my backyard that I grow garlic in and stuff, and it's got red wigglers. It's got red wigglers in it too. I'm getting tongue tied, y'all. And I think the red wigglers are great for raised beds. Anyhow, what do y'all think? What do you use red wigglers for? Drop it in the comments below. Do you use them for fishing? You use them for composting? You just sell red wigglers like I do? Are you feeding them to your pets? Or are you using them to recycle your home, your kitchen scraps in your house, and then you're getting the fertilizer from them for your flower beds or something? Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear what y'all are using your red wigglers for, or your worm castings. Are any of y'all out there making compost teas with your worm castings? How about your own soil mix? What's the ratio of worm castings do you use in your soil mix? We never did look at the temperature, did we? Looks about 49, maybe 50. Check out that apple while we're here. Ooh, that's kind of squishy. Oh. See if we can see any cocoons today. I think that's chicken feed. Wait, is that a cocoon? I think that's a cocoon. I think it's just chicken feed. Dang it! It's just chicken feed. All right. I'll move on to the next one. Moving on. Move along, sir. Nothing to see here. Move along, sir. Ooh, look at all them wormies. Oh, there it is. Look at there, y'all. I think that's a... Is that a... Where'd it go? Is that a cocoon? Is that a cocoon or is that a piece of is that a piece of feed? I can't tell. My eyes. The other one I saw the other day, that one obviously was a cocoon. It stood out. Yeah, that's just food. Oh well. This is like, oh man. They're turning this mushroom compost into black gold, y'all. Look at these wormies. Oh, them little baby wormies. They're stuck to my thumb too. Look at them wormies. Alright, let's see what is going on with these avocados over here, y'all. Now, if y'all remember, this is the oldest one, and these are the fresher ones. Ooh. Yeah, that avocado's getting kind of crunchy. And look at those little red mites or whatever those are. You see them? Those little things, I don't know what they are exactly, but that's one of the reasons why I don't like to put a ton of food scraps in my bin, because if you do, you'll get an infestation of other critters. And sometimes the other critters are okay. It's kind of like, I like to call it the entourage effect. You know, if you got a bunch of other food scraps, sometimes the worms can't eat it until it gets to a certain point. So other bugs will come in and help decompose it to a certain spot to where the worms can eat it. But sometimes they work in symbiotic relationships with the insects, and other times not so much. So, I don't know. Sometimes it's good when you invite more guests to the party, you get the entourage effect. But then sometimes when you invite more guests to the party, you end up with a big mess at the end. You know what I'm trying to say? So, I like to keep it simple. Don't invite anybody over to the party. Matter of fact, don't have a party. Just serve some simple hors d'oeuvres and maybe some warm tea and some coffee, and some simple hors d'oeuvres, and we'll just have a luncheon, and then we'll go our separate ways. We don't have to have a big old party. What y'all think? Drop it in the comments below if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, I find it better not to have to deal with all the other insects. I like to just deal with my wormies. But you tell me what you do. Drop it in the comments below. I'd love to hear it. Look at all those wormies. Woo! Y'all, I looked and we have over 1,235 subscribers to the channel now, y'all. I want to thank each and every one of y'all. I am honored and humbled. I didn't think anybody'd like to hang out with me and talk about my worms and check out my chickens with me. But you guys are proving me wrong, and I want to thank you, each and every one of y'all. If you like these videos, don't forget to give them a thumbs up. Comment down below, y'all. I sure would appreciate it. Hey, y'all, if you made it this far, you already know it. I appreciate it. God bless you. And y'all come back now. You hear?